Alrighty, let's get this started again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a quick introduction and overview of which of the stones or bushes in Link to the Past, more specifically for randomizer, might be interesting. Most of the time they will contain bombs or something similar. Let's start off in the light world, Death Mountain. There are 4 stones, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, which have all, to my knowledge, a 50% chance to have a bomb under it. Next up, we are here in the southwest of Karkarika village. This bush over here has a, well, 50% chance to also contain a bomb, so you may just kind of want to try and stock up on that. Further, let's continue just northwest of Kakarika. Here we have a bush that is not a bomb, but it has a decent chance of containing a fairy if you are lucky enough, like me just now. Let's move over to the smith's house. Just behind the hammering peg, this bush here has another chance for having a bomb under it. Further, the stone at the entrance of Kakariko village, just here, basically when you come from the Lost Woods, this stone here can have a bomb under it. Might be quite useful. Let's go over to the stone on the way to the witch, or at least if you go the normal way. This stone here has a 50% chance of containing another bomb. Then the screen that no one ever goes through to the west of Hyrule Castle, this lonely stone here actually also has a 50% chance of containing a bomb. The same with the Dark World. I will not bother showing that in the Dark World because, well, no one really ever goes there outside of, I guess, entrance randomizer. Let's go to the warp south of Eastern Palace. There is just one rock that has a 50% chance for a bomb. Then at the Ice Rot Cave, that is one of the more useful ones, if you need another bomb, this rock here has a 50% chance of containing just that. Then in front of Link's house, most people probably know this one. This rock here in the middle has another chance for, well, having a bomb. South of the Haunted Grove, for a lot of runners, this is their opening. This bush right here, and this bush just to the left. Those both have a chance of containing a bomb. And well, then we are back in Kakariko village, I guess. And just one thing I would like to point out, shout out to Mike the Viewer and also Super Scotch for this one here, and also Mike the Viewer because he provided me pretty much all the interesting bomb and also fairy locations in a really neatly arranged list, so thank you very much for that. Either way, did you know if you powder a bush, it becomes a random bush? A random bush is the one that is also just at the warp of Kakariko village, can have a fairy under it. So you can powder each individual bush and have a decent shot at getting a fairy, or at least a heart if you are in need of a bit of health. Or you can just do a powder dash through those bushes. And that seems to just kind of work really well. Also it costs a lot less magic, so if you really need a fairy or something like that, this is a decent shot at getting a fairy if there is none to bonk in a tree from. Either way, let's continue over to the Dark World. For the Dark World, let's see, we start in the village of Outcasts. The village of Outcasts in a similar location, just at the bombable hut. This bush here can have a bomb under it, and also this bush over here. This little bush in the corner. Next up, just basically when you are on the way to Skullwoods, this skull here can also contain just a single bomb if you are lucky. Further, what is probably worth pointing out is that if you are a bit low on health, there is another random bush which has a decent shot at having a fairy, just kind of right around here. This one here has a chance at having a fairy, or at least a heart. Let's move on over to the arrow just west of the Dark World Sanctuary. This arrow here has actually 5 chances for a bomb. This stone here, this stone here, this stone here, this stone here, and this stone over here. Basically just kind of the line through the arrow, all of those have a 50% chance of having a bomb under them. Next up, we have basically where what we call the Houlihan Cave, I guess, in the Dark World. There's this lonely stone up here, which can have a bomb under it. After that, near Catfish, there's actually 2 interesting ones that can have a bomb under it. This stone here can have a bomb, and also this bush over here. Both of those can have bombs under them. Might not be all that useful, but well, I did not know about it, and who knows, it could come in handy for some people. Then, south of Palace of Darkness, the warp over here, there's actually 2 stones that can have bombs under them. This one here, kind of like in the light world, and this one over here can also have a bomb under them. Just those 2. Then we go south of Hype Cave. Just south of Hype Cave on this screen here. This stone here can have a bomb under them. Also don't forget there's those 3 pull thingies right here. And that might also provide you with some bombs. Sometimes anyways. And then we go over here to the valley to the desert in the Dark World. There are those 3 skulls here. This one, and this one. All 3 of those can have bombs under them. Then we go up to Death Mountain. So, Death Mountain here, this is not with bombs, but if you need fairies and you are just about to dive into the spy cave, this can be quite handy. This bush here is a random bush, this one here, and this one here. They all can have fairies or hearts in them, which might be quite handy in this case. And last, but not least, an interesting one here. Those 2 bushes just on the east of Death Mountain, both of them can also contain bombs. So you have 2 shots at getting a bombs if you'd like to have that. And that was all the interesting bush and bomb locations that we know of. If you have any more, feel free to, well, mention them one way or another. Once again, shout out to Mike the Viewer for providing me with a really useful list for putting this together reasonably quickly, and Super Scotch for that powder dash that I had no clue about until literally just today. And, well, that's one of my most favorite things now. If you have powder, just dash through them. It is worth noting, kind of like with a hammer dash through pegs, you do need to have a sword in order to not bonk off the bushes. But hey, you can create more fairies now. Worth noting that there is many more fairy bushes in the entire world, but I just did not necessarily bother to point all of those out because, well, there would be way too many to point those out. So thank you for watching, and maybe until next time, take care.